Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a tutorial on this beautiful set. If you guys would like to see how I achieved this look, continue watching. First off, I start off by sanitizing my hands and the client's hands. Then I am pushing back their cuticles. Now removing the natural nail shine with my sanding bit as always. This is an extra fine grit sanding band at low speed. The drill I'm using is a Mani Pro from Kupa ink. And very slowly and gently, you know, we're not trying to roughen up the surface very like super crazy, just enough to adhere the acrylic onto. Now I'm using the Young Nails forms. I love these forms. They are so sticky, and you know, sometimes there's some forms that won't stick to your client or anything like that, and these are actually really good forms. They're by far the best nail forms I've tried. And now I am prepping the nail with Bond Aid on all hands, and this just dehydrates the nail more than it is already, and applying protein bond twice. If you kind of notice that I apply the protein bond just like that, and sometimes it gets on the skin, there's no need to worry because this is an acid-free primer, so if it gets on the skin it's okay, but of course you shouldn't get it on the skin. Now I'm applying the bead first on the cuticle area and then dragging it with the belly of my brush towards the free edge. Sometimes I start there, sometimes I start in the free edge, just depends. Now I did add the free edge right now, and then I'm just flattening everything, softening things like that. And I was going to leave it that length, but she wanted them longer, so I went ahead and extended that. And I'm just adding strength to the nail at this point. The stress area is right there by the free edge, and the stronger that is, the longer, you know, the longer the nails last. So I'm just looking the nails from every view I could possibly do. And this hand, well, this finger, I'm going to go ahead and be adding glitter and Mylar. So since it's a sculpted nail, I'm gonna do a thin nail. Just gonna sculpt a thin, basically a thin tip. Then I'm just gonna remove it and then apply glitter onto it. So try not to make it thick because we will be encapsulating glitter and Mylar. See, the beads are pretty like medium. The consistency of the acrylic is medium to wet, not too dry, more on the dry side only because it's a sculpted nail, so you kind of have to control your acrylic a little bit more, and just enough, you know, to drag the acrylic without it slipping side to side or just dripping all over the place. Right there, it's a bit thin right there, so I went ahead and added acrylic and then a little bit more onto the cuticle area. So just a balanced nail is what you need. You know, you can't have a thin here, a thin there, thicker here and thicker there. As long as it's a perfect, you know, strength in the apex, I think that's what it is. The stressed area where the free edge, because if first say you bump into something, it's gonna be right away, you know, you're gonna crack it right away. And it's pretty painful. So right here, you know, just very easy. I think I like sculpting nails a lot easier sometimes, but I guess it just depends on the person's nail. And then I always keep my brush clean, you know, free of acrylic. So I'm gonna be using this glitter mix I did myself. It's like from Recollections glitter. and then another iridescent glitter. I'm applying a thin layer of it. I only wanted it as a background, so just like to give it a different effect for the Mylar, because the Mylar is iridescent already. So I'm applying it with a different brush only because I don't like to mix my clear with the glitter and also a different dappen dish. I did the Mylar on the side. I crumbled it up and then I cut it into strips. It doesn't look that crumbled, but you can see it once you're doing it. I have previous videos where it's just a straight Mylar, no crumbled or anything like that. But this one I decided to do that, and then I cut off that little tip because it kind of was popping up. So just make sure it's like a little wet surface that you're applying it to so the Mylar can adhere. And then you could be adding glitter on top or whatever the case may be, so you could have, everything intact. That's how it looks before I encapsulate with clear acrylic. Now the clear acrylic the ball that I got for this was pretty big and not too dry, and I just dragged it onto it. As you can see, there were 2 beads, and I think I'm gonna add another one just for the end of it. So try not to make this thick as well. This one is pretty thicker than the other ones, but I make sure I take care of that when I file it. So now I'm filing with my 100-180 grit file. As you can see how I grab my client's finger, I kind of like remove the acrylic or kind of push back her skin, and always have my fingers on there, because if I first say burn or just file on her skin, it's going to be on my skin first, then but I always try to be careful with everything because filing it could be dangerous. I do kind of like soften the ends of these files because they are sharp. Now I'm kind of straightening out the nails with my file that way, but I flip her hand over and then I straighten everything out. So you can see this is just filing and shaping. Sorry, just shaping the nail. Now I'm going underneath cutting the smile line just in case there's acrylic underneath it with my file. This is a medium grit carbide bit. And I'm just filing. There's not much to file. As you can see, whenever I do nails, I do try and do the most smooth surface I can possibly do. It's not always going to happen, of course, but if you could, then you should. That way you could reduce filing time. And then I'm always just rubbing my finger against the nail just to see the smoothness or if there's any bumps. Now I have to go over it with my file, just over the surface, because sometimes the drill leaves ridges or bumps. I mean, you guys know what I mean. Then I'm just smoothing everything out basically. Then I'm softening with the buffer underneath the nail, and the one I did the Mylar with, I did the whole nail on top and underneath. Just cleaning everything, a clean surface, like I always say, it's always preferred. You can have your client wash their hands or you can clean them. And right here, this is so pretty. It's like a pretty cool effect. I'm using Paloma from Perfect Match and Angels from Heaven, from Above, Angels from Above by Perfect Match. This is a beautiful color for summer. It's like a pastel, I would say blue. Some people consider it a little bit purple. It just depends. So this is the first coat of gel. And the index is where I apply the Paloma one, because we will be doing something pretty interesting on that one. And that's the first coat. Then the second coat is basically all I need for this color. The consistency is pretty good on that. Now I'm using Kierra Sky Tack Free Top Coat for this because we will be applying Galaxy Halo, and that needs to be rubbed onto a tack free layer. Before I do that though, I did do this beautiful crystal kind of like half, I wouldn't know what to call it, but it's a pretty design, just very simple. These are Swarovski crystals. They are size 10, and my crystals, I get them from a lot of places. For the most part, I always get them from plataultimo.com. When I get them in bulk, I get them from my local nail supplier. Then I'm adding I don't know if you guys can see the little tiny beads, just for a different design. Super simple but pretty. Now this is a Galaxy Halo I got from Ocean Nail Supply. I will be putting everything in the description below so you guys can check everything out. And this, you kind of have to like dab it on there and then rub it onto it to distribute the whole glitter. This is so freaking amazing. It's so pretty. I just love it. I kind of want to do all my nails like this, but it's pretty. I think it would be too much for me. Super shiny and beautiful. And then on the Mylar one, I went ahead and added the Glaze and Go top coat. And added a top coat on all of them. The Kierra Sky Gel Tack Free Gel top coat, and then on the Mylar I went ahead and added the Glaze and Go because that's acrylic, and it's just super cute and simple, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. I am going to be doing the giveaway soon, so just stay tuned for that. I will be giving away some great goodies. If you guys don't already follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do so. There's more posts on there, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.